I think we're live. We're live. This is the episode 25 Halloween weekend. And first night, everyone, we're moving us all to one YouTube, the Big Sound by Big Jeff. Hopefully, everybody understands to come over here. And the purpose we're doing this is where everybody's in a Facebook, one YouTube, another YouTube. You all can't see each other's comments, so it'd be kind of cool to put everybody in here. So hopefully everybody understands. We're gonna do the usual with a little bit of jibber jabber till the count starts going up, and hopefully everybody understands to come over to the one. So hit the like button right now, and if you could go to the bottom there where you get the share link, share this on your social medias, please, everyone, so we can get everybody to one uh actual YouTube on the Big Sound by Big Jeff. Let me see here. I'm gonna go. Just hang on, everyone. I'm waiting for the count to get up. Slowly going up. I think everybody's still trying to figure out they need to come to this one. I might jump on live here. We got JT's Garage, Nathan Nash, Mr. Tattooed, Tatted Up, Juan in the house. Make sure everybody hit the like button, share this out. I'm gonna here in the background do a quick live on the Big Jeff. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. We're gonna you guys hanging out with me. Live. Let's see. Big Jeff Audio Podcast, Big Sound by Big Jeff, has moved to Big Sound by Big Jeff. So make sure you come over to that side if you could. Tonight we're going to be talking with Dwayne from Dynamat. Okay, the counts are starting to go up. Everybody, if you're watching this now on the Big Jeff Audio YouTube, I need you to go to the Big Sound by Big Jeff YouTube. We've been putting it out. If you don't know how to get there, there should be a link and a post on here, definitely on the Big Jeff Audio page. Again, we are going to the Big Sound by Big Jeff. It might be a little confusing. We're trying to put everybody into one YouTube. Looks like Deviant's in here, Robin, Craig. If you could all share this out so everybody gets there, the counts are going up. I know it's a little bit confusing for everybody. They don't pay attention all the time to some of the stuff, but right now I'm on the Big Jeff Audio live with my phone. Everyone here, if you want to see the podcast, we're live right now. Big Sound by Big Jeff. All right. So you can get that link off our Facebook, or there should be a post in YouTube, or just search Big Sound by Big Jeff. All right. We need to get everybody over. I got more people watching me right now on this live on the Big Jeff Audio YouTube, and I need to get you over to, let me turn it around. Hold on. Big Sound by Big Jeff. That's the YouTube you want to be on to catch this podcast. All right. So I'm going to get off here real quick. If y'all don't know how to get there, you can either search on YouTube Big Sound by Big Jeff, or you can hit up our Facebook. There'll be links on there in the events, and there should be a post. I see you. I see everybody here. George Perez, all you on this one, please go to Big Sound by Big Jeff YouTube. Let's get the count up over there, and we'll get this podcast started even a little bit late. For all you that are in here, thank you for paying attention. I see Mike, I know he's gonna screw that name up. Mike A in the house, Deviant, Mr. Tatted, Rob, and make sure if y'all live, Georgia, come out. Okay, that's what we want to do. We'll move everybody over to this podcast. Big Sound by Big Jeff. Please go there. We're doing the podcast right now. I'm signing off. See you there. If you know how to get there, just search Big Sound by Big Jeff. Will come up on that YouTube, or go to our Facebook. There's a link on there. My team, if you can make sure we're putting the link out again, make it easy for everybody to get there. The counts are starting to go up now. Okay, this is episode 25. Big Sound by Big Jeff, Halloween weekend. If you haven't done it, hit the like button now and share this out on Facebook and your social medias. We might have got some people screwed up trying to move this over. Before, we've been broadcasting on multiple platforms, and not everybody could see everybody else, so you're all talking to each other instead of others. The count's going up here. Hit that share button, let everybody know. My team, make sure all our platforms are telling everybody to come here. I had more people watching me on the normal YouTube than we have in here, so they're gonna have to figure it out. Okay, so we're here, episode 25. It is Halloween weekend. I'm excited. I don't get dressed up and all that, but in my neighborhood for the last so many years, I've passed out bags and bags and bags of candy. We actually drive around and catch them. This year, I'm going to have some of the Big Jeff team coming with me. We're going to be parking with the Yukon, also the golf cart, the BMW, and we will have bags for the kids to come get. So I'm excited about that, and giving away swag to the parents. Okay, so we are in here, episode 25. We got Dwayne in here tonight from Dynamat. We're going to be talking about sound deadening, and hopefully the rest of the people understand the post and get in here at some point. Make sure you like, comment, and share, and subscribe to this YouTube. We will be doing our podcast here moving forward. Man, lots of new product. Def Bonds came out with brand new speakers. Just found out. Yep, Def Bonds came out with some budget speakers. Audio Control and Stinger came out with some crazy boxes for the Bronco and the Jeep, and an amp kit that's actually made for it. We have that up. And AudioPipe's been blowing my mind. We've been selling so many of the BDC woofers, so that's really cool. Also, we had the BOA 151R. We're probably the only one besides Massive Audio with one in hand, because they made them for SEMA, and I have it at the shop. There it is, that beast. I'm going to be doing something with it. I can't wait. Y'all got to see it live. Okay. And what else we got? Tonight, we're announcing the October giveaway. 5 winners, one for the month of October. Yep. Everybody that entered, commented, shared, and shared that out, what got entered. Music Wars coming up November 11th and 12th. We will be there full effect. And then, like every week, we have the Drunk Text by Big Jeff. We have this week's winner. Who won this week? Who got a drunk text from me? Joshua Keith DeLong. You are a winner of an amp kit. You got a text from me. Thank you for sending the screenshot back. We will hook you up. All right. Well, everybody's going to have to figure out who we are. If you could, make sure you share this out on your platform. We might lose some people that don't understand this week, but they will catch up. And Ben, let's get this thing started. Big Jeff Audio. Big Jeff Audio. Big Jeff. Big Jeff. Big Jeff. Big Jeff. Big Jeff Audio.
It's Big Jeff Audio in the chair. Have a seat and relax. Don't be going nowhere. Before we kick it off, you gotta do one thing. Grab your chain, your shades, and your pinky ring. Got guests coming on, they be giving advices. Check out the website for them dope-ass prices. Lowest in town, yeah, that's a fact. Doing hair tricks like a maniac. What other podcasts give away this much? I'm saying during the week and at the end of the month. Shout out to your team, analytics the best. The show is Big Sound, hosted by Big Jeff. Got the Cuban link on, it's the flashy type, deviant for life. I'm saying smash the like, alright? Let's start the show.
We are in. Trying to figure out where everybody didn't understand. If y'all can comment, because now you all can see each other in here. Did everybody understand what we were trying to do? Y'all can leave a comment right now. The point of this was getting everybody to one spot. Facebook, you actually have to have an account. YouTube, you don't. So we moved it from there. My team, if you can actually get the direct link to this. William L. Wayne says, very happy how much y'all expanding. Thank you, sir. My brother got totally, he's all right, thank God. Freaking sucks. Okay, so yeah, part of this, man, is that we're able to comment and work together. So I think a lot of people still going to the Big Jeff Audio podcast, and they'll have to watch this later on. For my team, make sure they're getting a direct link to this one on the social medias, okay? Because when I went live on the regular YouTube, a bunch of people jumped on. Okay, tonight, we're gonna get going. We got Dwayne here. I don't know if you all heard of a thing called Dynamat. Years ago when sound deadening came about, Dynamat was like the name. In fact, I remember growing up, companies after that were just called Dynamat because it wasn't even called sound deadening, it was called Dynamat. Um, let's do a quick video break. We got talk about Dynamat. When we come back, we're gonna have Dwayne on here, and then we're gonna give away some of this sound deadening tonight, like we always do. So let's get this short video break. We'll be back with Dwayne from Dynamat the company.
When you're craving that pristine, crystal clear sound and want to dodge all those annoying buzzes and clatters, Dynamat is your ultimate go-to, hands down. In the world of audio, where we're all chasing the perfect beat, Dynamat steps in as your trusty sidekick. It's like the unsung hero of sound quality. This stuff isn't just cool, it's practical wizardry. Dynamat sticks to your gear like your favorite playlist to your heart. It's like that buddy who's got your back at the rowdiest concert, making sure you hear every note, every lyric, and every awesome guitar solo without any of that pesky interference. So when you're on a mission to crank up the tunes and need them to come through super crisp and clean, remember one thing: Dynamat isn't just a choice, it's your sound's best friend.
Great. Thank
I
you.
like that.
Yeah, my guys do great with the videos. When I started this podcast, I wanted to be more like a show than just a bunch of people standing around talking.
Sure.
One of the biggest things we do is kind of put some videos together, especially about whoever's on or what brand or what have you. George Perez, where are me? Facebook or YouTube? We are on YouTube. That's why I'm asking you all to hit the share button, send it on your Facebook. I know it's confusing tonight. We are trying to consolidate the podcast all into the new Big Sound by Big Jeff YouTube page. This way you all can see all the comments and makes for a better episode. So a little confusing tonight, but it looks like you're all starting to catch on. Dwayne, before we even get into the questions, can you introduce yourself and tell them who you are?
Yeah. So, Dwayne Gray, I'm the national sales manager for Dynamat. I've been with the company since, May of 2007. So just over 16 years. And I've started out in the retail side of the business for 12 volt and worked my way through big box stores and done the circuit cities, and I've done the rep side. And from the rep side, I ended up coming over here. So I definitely have seen as far as, starting with the retail and understanding, profitability and definitely adding this type of product to every sale. When we talk about enhancing speakers' overall sound quality so at any rate, I'm kind of bouncing around here, but again, Dynamat's been a great fit for me. It's something I've been very passionate about. Even as a rep, I represented Dynamat back in the early days, back in the early 2000s. And I put on a lot of dealers. I'm based originally out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Mm-hmm. And I put on a lot of dealers there to believe in it and understand the profitability factor of it. So
we're going to give some Dynamat away tonight. Everybody knows we're all about giveaways. Ben, you want to bring up what we're giving away tonight? Real quick, Dwayne, you want to explain what this is? Because this is kind of new.
Yeah, well, Superlight we've had for a little while in our mix. Superlight is very similar to the Dynamat Extreme, other than it's lighter and thinner. So the standard, our standard of damping is we like to utilize a thicker aluminum and a little more of the butyl. So it's a thicker 1/16 of an inch thick, so it gives higher damping. Superlight was more or less, it came out to address weight. So we had
Right.
these guys that were like tuner guys that raced their vehicles. They were concerned about weight. So we came out with this product several years ago to address that, and also a different price point. So it's a little less expensive than the Extreme, but actually still has 80% damping efficiency to the Extreme. So it's still a great product.
You all go ahead and comment the word Dynamat, Dynamat, and you will win some of this super light. It's actually a bulk pack, and I can tell you, I had in my hand, it's very pliable. It's soft, easy to work with, and like you said, it was designed to, be lightweight. Sound deadening material is not just car audio; it's custom car. It's everything. I mean, home audio. I mean, just the deadening the sound, the vibration, absorption, all the way around. I always used to explain it as you guys give out the little things like the bell and the little chain, and
coin demos.
We'll see just a little piece and how you go hit it, and it just doesn't make any ting sound. It's absorbing the vibration and basically converting a little minute amounts of heat. So it's used for so many purposes. The video was our Yukon that we had built, and we had that thing from front to back layered up to help, obviously with the vibration. What I didn't use because I didn't have time was the pad, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Yeah. And what's this? Looks like new skin. Trying to install, pull up here. We'll go on. Can it be used inside subwoofer enclosures?
Absolutely. We always recommend, you can certainly line the inside of the enclosure. What we always recommend is try to get in behind the speaker on the back wall of the inside of the enclosure, and maybe put a 6x6 inch square of Extreme on the back wall, and then take our product Dynaliner, like our 1/4 inch Dynaliner, which is an insulator for heat. But we found that if you take another 6x6 and put it over that, it will help to diffuse and break up that speaker back wave energy.
Right. And you know what? Back in the day, it's that wave, right? So getting that behind the speaker and the subwoofer changes that wave and keeps it, I don't want to say the wrong words, but basically keeps it straight. Like you don't have any kind of cancellation. William here says trick to installing it. Any trick to installing it clean, or maybe I don't know if this is a question or not first. Clean your surface.
You can, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeff.
Clean your surface, very important. Once you stick it down, roll it good. It will be obvious when you have stuff rolled on it. It's like new skin. Okay, William, he was giving us some advice there. And if you can go in, because that's gonna be the first thing. There's so many brands out there now, not like it was 10 years ago. And give me the top reasons you would say that separates Dynamat from these other brands.
Well, one thing I think all of you want to know is that we are the only we actually manufacture our product here in the U.S. Our facility out of Hamilton, Ohio. We have an extruder there. We produce both the Dynamat Extreme and the Superlight, so we've got great quality control of the product. What really separates us is that we use 100% butyl rubber. That's what's in the actual black material, the mastic. And what that means is heat is what typically breaks down damping. And a lot of our competitors, and a vast majority of them, will use more of an asphaltic tar-based compound. And we had a product like that years ago called Dynamat Original. And you needed to use a heat gun to activate it. But this is all butyl rubber. You literally a pill and stick. And we always say, make sure wherever you have it, make sure it's in the place you want, because once you lay it down, it's very tough to peel it back up. So our product,
I hated that when I was an installer, Dwayne. You had to heat it up so much, you burn yourself, right? Because you didn't want to put on gloves, you want to got it, and that was the worst thing. So, and if it was during the summer, you could leave it out for a while, right? And it would get piled. But if it wasn't and it was cold out, he's asking right now, George, do you need heat? What Dwayne's saying is that the changes right now is no, you don't. You just need a clean surface and something to either roll or shape it. And that's a huge deal, because I've seen some of the products out there that unless you go in there with a blowtorch, it's not moving. It's just not. We pulled up some slides here. So this is the Dynapad. Can you give us a little bios on what Dynapad is?
Well, Dynapad is that barrier. It's a 1 pound per square foot vinyl. It's a 4-layer composite barrier. So the top layer is a moisture barrier. So what you see there is the top. Then there's 2 layers of acoustic foam with a mass-loaded vinyl barrier sandwiched between those 2 layers of foam. So what you're getting is a great low-frequency absorption type compound. So when you have sound that's migrating from under the vehicle, like loud tires, like the harmonics from a tire, loud exhaust, maybe a loud diesel engine, anything that's migrating from below the vehicle, that will help to saturate that. You still want to utilize extreme, the constrained layer damping, and lay that on the sheet metal and fiberglass first, and then lay this on top of that.
Top, right. Okay.
Exactly.
And then you could do this, under the carpet, and you have this pad, different thicknesses, so you could use it for different applications.
Right. This is 3/8 of an inch thick. We have Dynaliner, which is an insulator and barrier, so it's kind of geared more towards heat. We had the offer that in the 1/8, 1/4, and 1/2 inch thickness as well. I think you just might have just went over it.
Yeah. Let me tell everybody too. Properly sound that vehicle, you will gain SPL. Okay, because the purpose is keeping the good sound in and the bad sound out. You guys that are putting a ton of money in and you're not properly sound that in the vehicle because you don't care about the
that's
you are actually losing SPL. And I have personally seen back in my install days that we gained sometimes even 2 decibels just by properly sound deadening, because what you don't realize is you're getting the cancellation of that vibration, and depending on the frequency, they can cancel each other out. You can lose a huge amount from it. So this is a couple things. It is insulation, right? It keeps the noise in and out, and also changes the sound, the tone of it. And then if you're trying to get loud, this can definitely help you out. So what are we looking at here? The Extreme.
So that's the Extreme. We actually, since April 1 of this year, we changed the look. It's more of a black on black. So it's a little more of a subtle look. From a lot of our installer standpoint, you could, if you got in behind a door panel where you had an open grill, you could see the silver, through the panel. And we listened to our installers out there and said, okay, we're going to do more of a black on black. And it's also a 1 inch square grid line. I know you can't see it on this, but it's like a checkered. So it makes it easier to cut straight lines when you're cutting the product.
No, yeah, I see. That's kind of like guys who do stickers of vinyl. They have it lined up so you can cut a straight line because you can just stay on the guide there. Juan says, "Can the Dynatape?" Oh man, I'm glad he brought up Dynatape.
Sure,
I got a story for that. Can Dynatape be used for small areas like real deck or vehicle? Well, hold on. Dynatape is really made for, and Dwayne, tell me if I'm wrong because I don't like the sound.
Yeah, go ahead.
But when you have your harnesses and wires, that's what you're using instead of like duct tape. So you're able to tape down your harnesses, wires, your power wires, your RCAs, anything, LED, and it also counts as sound deadening, right? So it's better to use than just duct tape. That tape, guys, I'm gonna tell you, makes wonders. I personal experience. Had this harness behind a dash years ago on a vehicle that would just rattle. You could hear it at low volumes and drove you nuts. It took forever to even figure out what it was. We thought it was a grill. We thought a screw. Found out it was the harness. And that's where I first used some of the Dynatape. And yeah, I mean, you could do duct tape, but you're getting more than that with this. Okay. And it comes by the roll. Okay. Great question. What is the thickness of the Extreme?
Extreme is it's a 4 mil thick aluminum. So combined with the butyl rubber, it's about a 1/16 of an inch thick.
Okay.
So, and here's just real quick. There's only 2 ways you can achieve damping. It's weight, which is mass loading, or it's the thickness of the aluminum. And obviously utilizing the right compounds. And we achieve a process of converting vibration to a low grade heat. It's actually called hysteresis. So we know the physics of what we're trying to achieve in terms of damping happens with a formula that we've had with Dynamat Extreme since 1999. A lot of our competitors are not achieving that type of damping unless they add more weight or if they make the aluminum, much thicker. So I wanted to point that out because when these guys do go to a heavier product and it's thicker, they're still using these inferior mastics, which breaks down with heat. So what do you think is going to happen when you put a product that's nearly twice the weight of ours?
Right.
It's going to fall off, especially on door panels and headliners.
This is a great question because I would think it would help. Would the tape or any of the Dynamat help with interference if they're covering up, say, in the back of a dash around modules and wires?
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. So you have some noise going on, fellas, and a lot of these newer cars just generate so much interference. You use some of this, you're actually encasing that in. I didn't even think of it that way, and that's a great point to bring up. I mean, there's just great we're talking about this tonight, and I'm glad everybody's getting involved because I think people just look at sound deadening as just sound deadening, that's all it is, but there's so many other things that make it a reason to use, even if you're not a bass head. That's I didn't even think about it. And if
I can share something real quick, Jeff.
Yeah, for sure.
We're getting we get calls every day from consumers. I've got this kind of sound or heat issue. What do you have that's going to rectify that problem? But a lot of it now is brand new cars. Manufacturers are putting out cars that are lighter. They have to they have to basically comply with the feds with the weight of the vehicle because of fuel economy. So they're putting flimsier panels in these cars. So we're getting calls from consumers just saying, hey, I commute X amount of miles to and from work. How can I make this a better experience of where I don't feel like I'm beat up by the time I get home every day? So what their experience is road noise. So what we do is we qualify them on what products to use. And then through our dealer locator, we'll send them to we'll find out where they're located. And these tickets, I'm talking about when they install this product in these cars, they're spending $2,000 or $3,000 on average, and some even higher than that, just because of the value of bringing back the comfort level of the vehicle. So it's not just about the audio; it's still part of the audio, but we got to think about it as being a great standalone product.
Oh, yeah. I mean, think about like when I get in my BMW and you close the doors, you're in there. You don't hear anything at all. And if I get in the truck, it's totally different. And sometimes when you're driving, even without the music, you just want to hear silence. I can see that being something. What is this right here? That's super light. Okay, so that's the real thin
2 mil versus the 4 mil, so it's lighter and thinner. We still have done testing comparable to the super light. Honestly, competitors really need to kind of compare more to the super light in terms of overall damping effectiveness. Because extreme in a lot of cases is 4, 5, 6 times over the damping of a lot of our competitors out there that are using these inferior compounds.
Can you explain that when you're saying dampening, so everybody understands? Because you're using that word a lot. How do we explain the dampening, I guess, factor? Would that be the right way?
Well, it's based on heat and frequency. So if we take a standard bell curve, for example, we start from 40 hertz all the way up to 20,000 hertz, and then we start to increase the heat. We want to see if the product is still maintaining damping effectiveness up to a certain temperature. We know that Dynamat Extreme, for example, still maintains high damping even when we get up to temperatures of 200 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Where we look at a lot of the other competitors, they're typically falling off when it gets about 100 degrees or 140 degrees Fahrenheit. So we know ours will still achieve what we're trying to get it to do, even at high temps. Again, that's what makes this product fail. It's primarily the heat.
Right. When we're talking that, obviously you guys have something for under the hood too, don't you?
We have a hood liner. We have Dynamat
Which
Crew.
definitely would get way hotter than something in the vehicle. So let me ask you this: what would be the reasoning somebody would want to put this under their hood?
Well, obviously to keep it cooler, protect the paint finish of the hood. If you've got a nice paint job on the vehicle, you don't want radiant heat, obviously, hitting the paint, and obviously that can discolor the paint and so forth. But it's also a barrier for sound. So both our hood liner and our Dynamat Crew, which Dynamat Crew, I don't know if Jeff, if we talked about Dynamat Crew, it's a brand new product we released April 1. but it's a great barrier product. We offer it in a 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and it will block heat up to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So you can use it as a standalone without the damping material and just use the Dynacore by itself. Or you can use it with the damping as well if you want to, address the as far as the vibrations and rattles and so forth. But
Right.
but hood liner is more about it's an aluminized mylar. It helps to block radiant heat. It's a barrier for sound, so it keeps engine noise from coming inside the vehicle. Used in conjunction with the Dynamat Extreme. But again, it's got several purposes: protect the paint finish, keep it quiet, and keep the heat down and keep sound from transmitting into the vehicle. And that's our Dynaliner.
Okay. Hold on. Juan says in Pennsylvania we have the cold weather. Okay, good question. We keep talking about heat. Okay. What makes this stand out in these cold areas?
Well, even with the cold, if we're talking here, let me go into Dynaliner just a second. So when we say Dynamat Extreme, that's always the first product you lay down. Dynaliner is always second. So those two products are very dissimilar products. One addresses converts vibration to a low-grade heat. We know that's Dynamat Extreme. Dynaliner is an insulator. What's that, Jeff?
No, I'm hearing you. I'm just going along with you here.
So there, again, everything we do is based on the physics of, again, what we're trying to achieve. So damping is a vibration converted to low-grade heat. The insulator, which is Dynaliner, draws in the heat and dissipates the heat through these really tight gas closed cell foam. So even when you mask it, if you lay carpeting over it or matting or anything over the Dynaliner and the Extreme, it will fully dissipate the heat up to 100%. So Extreme, for example, will dissipate some heat, but until you lay something, and when you lay something down on it, it's hard for it to dissipate it. So you need Dynaliner to work in conjunction with it. So going back to the question on the cold air. So if you're trying to keep the car cooler, Dynaliner is going to work good for that, or if you're trying to keep the heat out. So either or, it's going to make your climate control work more effectively in the vehicle when you're talking about keeping it cool or keeping it heated in the vehicle. You can install the product as low as 40 degrees. We always recommend room temperature, obviously, but you can install it as low as 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Let me ask you this, and I've heard this before. People are like, oh, it's just foam, it's just butyl, is there a whole R&D section of Dynamat to produce these products?
Well, we do our own R&D, and we also send out to a third-party test facility. We have a couple of them that we utilize across the country. We always want to know how our product stacks up against other products, and we send different products out. In fact, I think we have 4 or 5 that went out this quarter, or last quarter rather, and we haven't got the results back yet. But like I said, the common problem, and we talk about damping, what we call constrained layer damping, is heat. And when the cars get heated up, the product typically fails when it hits about 140 degrees Fahrenheit. And like I said, ours will continue to dampen up to 300 degrees. So it doesn't really matter. Cars aren't going to get much hotter than a couple hundred degrees Fahrenheit. So again, that's why they're driving their pricing down, because they're using these inferior mastics, and I hate to quit picking on, keep picking on these secondary and tertiary competitors, but that's how they drive their pricing down.
Could this be used in a home?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Extreme, with the Dynamat Extreme, we use that for loud kitchen appliances. If you have a loud dishwasher, you could have a garbage disposals are very loud. The great thing about Extreme or Superlight is that you can use small amounts of it to get high effectiveness. So the rule of thumb is try to cover at least 30% of the surface area, and small pieces go a long way. And we've used it for stainless steel kitchen sinks, kitchen countertops, cabinets, anything that has a resonating sound in the home, HVAC, soil pipes, returns, just anything that has a resonating frequency. And there's a lot of them in the home.
Now, Dynamat is doing some pre-cut type for vehicles. You want to touch on that?
Yes, it's huge. We call them the custom cutter CCK kits. We started out because of SEMA, the SEMA crowd. We kind of started out with the older hot rods. So we started out with, let's say, for example, the Tri-5, you know, like the older Bel Air Chevys, and then we went into the Camaros and the Mustangs and some of the Mopar vehicles. So you could almost name about any hot rod back in the day, anything from like the 50s up to 80. We more than likely have a custom cut kit. So these kits are they're basically CNC cut kits. We notch them anywhere you have screw holes. You have a armrest, a window roll up. You literally peel and stick. The panels come off. You literally line this product up and stick it. So door panels, floors, headliners. Every car is going to be different. Some vehicles can take up to, you know, they're all separate kits. Can take up to 4, 5, or 6 kits. So it just depends on the size of the vehicle. Now we've expanded more into what we call contemporary vehicles. We were the first one to come out with a kit for the Model 3 Tesla. You think, well, Tesla, that should be a really quiet vehicle, right? Well, not really. Because you don't have the engine noise, now you have a lot of ambient sound coming from underneath the vehicle. And they also had some sound coming from the back seat around the rear package tray. So we came up with a 3-product solution kit for the doors, for the trunk area or hatch area, and I'm sorry, just the 2 kits. So again, that was something that Tesla approached us about as far as sound. So that's a kit that we came
George
out
had a great question. Is there any particular smells when you're applying it?
Completely odorless. And that's a good test. That's a good question, by the way. You can typically take these third-party type products and you can smell them. If there's a pungent smell to them, that means you're probably going to have problems unless you do a lot of treatment and a heating and really, you know, a lot of extra effort to get it to really adhere. Our product is odorless. Just so you know, because we are a true U.S. manufacturer, all of our products are required to go through Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard 302. So that means how the product gases, how it burns. There's a series of tests that it's required to pass. If it doesn't pass, it won't go in the vehicle.
I mean, that's a question I have. If I took a torch to it, does it? I mean, is it flammable? Does it have a high heat before it does, or?
Again, it's going to have a UL 94, so that means a flame test that will, you know, open flame. How long does it take for it to, you know, ignite? And then when you pull it away, how long does it take for it to self-extinguish? Right. And we do have spec sheets on all that, you know, but it takes a lot to actually. We've done these trainings where we've taken product, we put a flame to it.
I've seen some of these other brands that I'm thinking about. They didn't have ratings in that, and they obviously can get away with it, and they're not. I mean, I'm not going to put that in my car. Okay, if you haven't already done it, make sure you comment the word Dynamat. We're going to be giving away some of that. We still have to announce the winners later. We're going to take a quick video break. I think we got something from Ranting with Justin, and we'll be back with Dwayne here with Dynamat. We'll get some more of your questions. We'll be right back.
And now, time for another episode of Ranting with Justin, brought to you by Big Jeff Audio.
I fucking love late lunches, bro. Like they suck, but bro, every day, bro, I got something to say about this McDonald's. I'm the only one that goes in there. Yeah, let me get a number 6 large Coke. Yep, let's go. Go up there. What'd you order? Bro, I'm the only person here. What do you mean? How? They ask me that shit all the time. Today, I was the only person there. It's not a big deal. I got my food. I have nothing to bitch about. But, like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
What's the big deal? You can't be bitching about it.
But what is wrong with them? Like, bro, I'm the only car here. What do you mean, what did I order? What? How would you ever... Yo, these people are fucked up. It must be the septic systems in the ground. They're drinking the water.
It's just septic.
It is, because they're on that fucking, they think it's better than sewer.
In the sewer.
It is. They're drinking that fucking feces water, bro, all their life. And then they go work at McDonald's like, why'd you order?
I like that.
So a while ago, that's one of my warehouse guys. He literally talks to himself and anybody all day long. And I started to slap a GoPro on him, and we have a channel on the Big Jeff Audio YouTube that's Ranting with Justin.
That's too funny.
You never know what he's going to be talking about. So that's where we're at. Let's do this. Jonathan Nash says, if your amp is on a speaker box, can you put Dynamat between to stop the vibration? That's a great question. I never even Yeah,
I mean, you're
you can absorb it.
decoupling the speaker from the box from the amplifier. So anytime you put any kind of material, it doesn't have to just be extreme. It could be Dynaline or Dynapad. That decouples between that object, between those two. So yes,
Right.
it will help to alleviate, take away a lot of that sound.
Great question. What about this? Is there a shelf life? How long does it last? I mean,
One is we give a 1-year warranty on all of our products. Shelf life, just to give you an idea.
we'll go there
I'm-
with the 1-year
I'm-
warranty. If something was to fail or not right, what would it be?
Well, it's going to be in the manufacturing. Two things: either in the manufacturing process, which we make our damping material, so we have a great quality control. If they're the only thing that we've ever had an issue, and we very quickly attack it, there's a polyester spray that goes on between the craft paper and the butyl. If you don't get enough of that spray on there, it won't pull apart, and then obviously you can't use it. But we catch these things so quickly. The other thing would be the only thing, and I'm going to call it defective, would be damage. Forklift damage. When it's being
Right.
delivered. We just don't. Honestly, like I said, I've been with the company 16 years. Failure is just we just don't have issues with product coming back.
Right.
It's
Now, time wise, I mean, does it go
Oh,
bad?
I'm sorry, shelf life. Let me just real quick. So we had a product. We had several products. We had Premium. These are products that dated back when I was a manager at Circuit City in the old install bay.
Wow.
We've had products sit in the back of. You remember those products? So our Extreme Liner, I think we had that sitting around. That's 20 years later. We still applied this product, and it stuck just fine. So we know it. I can pretty much tell you, it probably does have a 20-year or more shelf life. So,
Right.
But to give you a definitive, this is the actual timeline. I just know it's not going to fail. In most cases, it's going to go with the car when you trade or sell the vehicle.
Let me ask you this. You get it on and you need to take it off. Is there a way to get that stuff off, man?
A lot of elbow grease.
Right.
Heat.
Acetone, is there something that eats
No,
up?
honestly, just take like a putty knife, a heat gun, and just start working away at it. It takes a lot of time. It's
Right.
such a high adhesion that this is all 100% butyl. We're not using any fillers at all. So that's typically what breaks down. So it just takes a lot of work.
We had some left over. I don't know what from, but it was a piece. And we have obviously a metal roof at the warehouse. And had one of those leaks I just couldn't figure out. And I ended up taking that piece we had, and you know what? It fixed it.
Nice.
And it was funny because it was like, this will work. We're gonna use it sitting around, but there's so many other applications for it. I know for me in my house, I'm very big into the home audio side, and one thing I haven't done is some type of something to help absorb some of that, get rid of a little bit of the hollowness in the room, the theater room.
Sure.
That's something I want to do. I watched a video, Steve Mead just worked with another brand. It's really thick though, made for home audio, and he put the trim around it and stuck it on the walls and seemed to make a change in the tone even through the video, which is real cool. We got Mr. Floyd is in here. I'm glad you found us. Floyd is our YouTube or video. I'm not gonna say YouTube because he's all over TikTok. He's our star to be. He's been making video after video. He's been promoting Big Jeff platform nonstop. We love guys like him. Appreciate you coming in. Let's do this. My guys are gonna pick out who's gonna win the Dynamat. They'll pop it up on the screen, and then Dwayne, if you could read off the name, and we'll give them out the super light bulk pack. Ben, you want to pull up a winner?
So we have a winner. We have Adam Smith, and I understand he's won a bulk pack of the Super Light.
Congratulations, Adam Smith. Contact 737 Big Jeff. We will get you set up. That will get you started. Actually, it's enough to do a good job on some doors or trunk lid. I mean, there's a good amount there. You don't have to have 100% coverage. What I like to do when I used to install is where metal basically went over metal. Those 2 points are going to be the highest amount of friction. Even with welds, there's still a separation, and it's a perfect spot to start even using strips of it. More the merrier, but if you're on a budget or you're doing piece by piece, you can do it that way. That is really cool. So anybody got any questions about Dynamat product or sound deadening period? Go ahead and put it up. Dwayne, what is new? What is coming with Dynamat? I mean, everybody's
So
what's
April.
coming out for the new year.
So, well, we got a lot of new products in the pipeline. I can't go into any really big specifics right now. We will be coming out with a thicker product, a thicker mill product, possibly like a 6 mil. We're gonna again. I can't go into any real. I mean, we just went through this a couple of weeks ago in our team meeting, and we've got roughly about 6 new products that'll be released about March 1st of this coming year. Exciting stuff. I can't wait to share it with you, but I'm gonna have to make you guys wait.
I don't know what the brand was, but years ago, and we're going to talk Circuit City time.
Yeah.
There used to be a company that made a type that was specialized to go inside speaker boxes. Does that ring a bell? And it almost had like a spiral cut, and it was made to make the wave.
Yeah.
It
was called Dyna Absorbs, and it was a poly. It was a poly. I can't remember what kind of poly it was, but it was almost like a gel. Real pliable, very flexible.
Back wall.
Yes, and it came with like a super glue kind of thing. You had to put the glue on there, pop it on the inside of either the door panel or a cabinet, like a subwoofer box. And then we had a sub pack, which was 4, or you could get the big pack, which was 12, depending on how big of a job you had. They worked really well, but and you're right, it had that little spiral thing on it, and that was designed to break up that back wave energy for behind the speakers.
I'm not sure if you know any of the Sundown product, but he's asking if there's anything similar to the Sundown 160 sound deadening.
I've heard the name. I'm not familiar with the actual number or exactly what that product is.
And I'm a Sundown distributor, so I'm mad at myself, but we don't sell much sound deadening from Sundown, but I'm gonna look it up real quick. That's why it's a 160 mil sound deadening.
Okay.
So 160 mil thick, right? 9 3/4 wide, 21. So basically a big piece, but it's 160 mil thick. What is the thickest material Dynamat makes?
Well, if we're talking about constrained layer damping, it's going to be extreme at this point right now. So that's going to be the 4 mil with butyl, which is 1/16 of an inch thick. So here's the thing. What's that?
Yeah. I'm looking right now because I'm going to guess 160 mil is going to be more. Yeah, this looks more like board. Really,
Yes.
I just pulled it up. It's
like a
very
cork.
thick. Yeah, exactly. It's not really like
it's not CLD. Yeah, it's not a CLD product.
Right. So this looks like solid thick pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I've actually had, and this might be something to take back to home. We've had a lot of people ask about this type, not even the Sundown. I forgot the other name brand, that certain bass heads are looking. It's a real thick, you can't even really bend it, almost like sheet, but it has an adhesive on it. I'm not even really sure what they would use application wise. If anybody knows what we're talking about and you want to comment in on this, it'd be good. I'm sure Dwayne could take back some of our notes too.
Sure.
Dwayne, you guys make speaker baffles like the foam ones that fit behind the doors.
We do not, but it is in the pipeline. We will have speaker rings coming out this next year. I can share that with you. So we're going to have several new releases in March 1.
This is what it's about, guys. We all learn together. We get to talk about products. I can tell you, I don't have a real reason to sell other sound and material. Obviously, when we carry a brand, if they have it, we bring the part in. But this is what Dynamat is. It's not a speaker company making sound deadening. It's not an amplifier company. This is all they do. You go to Dynamat, this is what it is. And I gotta think that companies that specialize in a product, they're not sitting there talking about SPL one day and excursion another day and then dampening. So if you guys are having a project or something coming up, check it out, try some. You can't go wrong any way you look at it. I always tell people, sound deadening's like batteries. The more you can put or the more you can have, the merrier. You know, it all comes down to budget and you know, the application. Let's hear. William says Dynamat has been around since I was my teens and I'm 55. How long? Yeah, great question. How long is Dynamat?
1989.
19.
So 1989. So Scott Whitaker, one man, started the company, and he actually sold the company in 2020 to a private equity company. And so he retired, and we had a couple other people in the company that were getting up there in age and retired. And he really got this whole ball. I mean, back then when he started this in the late 80s, there was really no one else out there. I think who was it? There was a couple. Scotia had, I think Scotia was around then, new, but they had a product. There was like maybe one or two guys that we really competed against back then. So,
and I can we carry I gotta say at least 90% of the line. If you have a shop that needs a carrot, they can hit us up and we'll sign them up as a dealer. And for you all, definitely hit us up. Is Dynamat, because I didn't even ask yet or talk to any John or anybody, are they going to be allowing us to do some kind of map discounting during Black Friday weekend?
Is there a certain we can certainly we can certainly work with you on that.
Yeah, 100%. So, you know, you all, if you're interested, reach out to my customer service team, let them know. And if you got a big project, okay, and I'm not talking like you want to buy one or two, there's some big bulk packs. I mean, heavy. But if you got a project, one, my team will help you out, or two, Dynamat will help you out and telling you what to get or how much of it. And then we can take care of that for you for sure. So, you know, it's one of those things that when I was doing retail, I tried to get people to even buy like a door kit, Dwayne, because even a good, you know, back then I was a jail audio dealer. That was like my like to be one of those was incredibly back there in the mid 2000s. But even those speakers, is like I was telling people, just get a speaker kit. Let's just put some in the door.
Yeah.
And what I would do is do one door and then bring them to the garage, right? And then they could hear the difference in just the door kit from left to right. William here. I've spent over $1,000 on Dynamat just in the past 3 months. I'm hoping to get done for William, definitely send us some pictures of your project.
We would love that.
Yeah. Big Jeff Audio has a shout out page where you can download video and pictures, and we love to shout you out, get you on the platform. Deviant says Big Jeff upselling. Well, always got upsell, Deviant.
I would love to send you a hat and maybe some swag also, just for using that much product. And so
definitely
love to get your contact information.
Does your lithium batteries come out qualify for a layaway? Great question. You'll have to get with Allie McBeal there to find out. I don't see why not. I think because you're trying to do the pre-order. We'll figure that out on another time. Okay, so we are here with Dwayne Gray. We have been talking about Dynamat. We've given out some Dynamat. We are about to that time where we're going to announce the October. So, Dwayne, what we do is every month we do giveaways. I was doing it every 1,000 subscribers. We do a giveaway, and that kind of just shot through the roof. So then we started doing it monthly, and then instead of just one person winning each giveaway, Ben, can you pull up this October's giveaway? Each winner, there's 5 winners total. So these are the items that are being given away. There's thousands of dollars. Those are Solo X10s, which are brand new. Some towers from Ground Zero, some SoundCube woofers, Planet Audio, and then a security system. And what we do is we pick out 5 winners, and how we pick them, they have to comment their name and location and why they should win on the video. And then every time they share it on a social media platform, they need to send us a screenshot. And then we put them in basically an Excel sheet, and we use a random picker. The more times they share, the more times they get on the Excel sheet and a better chance to win. And then being that we're giving away 5 prizes, whoever gets picked first gets first option. Number 2 gets from the 4, 3 from the, so on. So that's what we're doing. And we announce the winner at the end of each month on the last podcast. My team just don't forget, is this, somebody give me a thumbs up or down, is this the last podcast on Friday? Yes. Right. So we're not going to have one next week, correct? Okay. Right. And then we're coming back to Tuesday nights. Is that correct? Okay. We'll bring you all back on to go over that with everybody. I know it was kind of weird tonight with moving it all. But yes, we are taking a week off just because we're moving back to Tuesdays. And we'll go over what's going on there. But I think we need to get, oh, actually, no, I know who it is. Next Tuesday, I don't know if you know him, Dwayne, Sean from Excess Power. You ever met Sean Mayo?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's real big in the industry. He's a competer. He's got, and he works for Excess Power, Sundown, that whole trifecta.
Okay.
And Sean Mayo, when he originally got me signed up with Excess Power, obviously worked side by side. Just in batteries last year we purchased like $1.2 million in batteries.
Oh boy.
And it blows my mind that we sell more batteries and lithium than some of the audio brands. So he'll be on at 7:30 Tuesday, November 7th. Again, it'll be moving to Tuesday, and it will be on this podcast. But let's get to it. Actually, Ben, Taylor, Allie, you want to come back on? Let's get my team on here. There we go. Okay, so you all can bring the list up, and then I'll say, actually, you know what, Dwayne? You can say each name. And the way it works is the first name is winner 1, 2, 3, and so on. You all will need to contact 737 Big Jeff to claim your prize. And what will happen is winner 1 has to pick first, and then so on, but then we'll get you taken care of. But we're going to get into that right now. Ben, you want to put the equipment back up one more time? Okay, so we got a pair of Solo X10s, a pair of 6-inch LED Ground Zero towers, HD 3 215s, which is their higher end sound cube, Planet Audio 12-inch, and then a 2 megapixel CVI camera kit. That's an 8-channel DVR with 4 cameras. You can add more to it. That's what the prize was. Let's go ahead and let's bring up the winners. We'll let Dwayne announce them out.
No problem.
You want to start 1, 2, 3, 4 there, Dwayne? You can
from left to right.
Yeah.
So I have Jay Saylor for 1, Alfie Gaming 2, Jamie Holderness 3, Big Papa 4, and episode 25 is blocking that top.
That's Gage.
Gage?
Yeah, Gage Bergen.
Bergen.
Yep. I'm actually happy to see we've had some women winners, and it's cool to see women in the industry and have one on here. We have some women that watch the podcast, and then obviously on the giveaway. So you all the winners for the October giveaway, and you just need to contact the customer service team. They'll get you taken care of. We are, hold on, let me check my notes here. If you haven't done so, make sure you like and subscribe. We will be staying on this YouTube from here on out. Dwayne, maybe I got another project coming up. We built the Yukon. That was the video first one, but I'm gonna do another one, and of course we're gonna Dynamat the heck out of it. Maybe we have bring you back on after that gets going.
Sure.
We can talk more about it for sure. Everybody that came tonight, thank you for figuring this out. For the people that didn't, and you're going to watch this later tonight, tomorrow, and the next day, keep in mind that the podcast will be moving to Tuesdays, and the next one will be November 7th. We will have Sean Mayo, and aren't we having Dean Baptist on co-hosting?
Yes.
Yeah. So Sean Mayo from Excess Power and Dean Baptist will be back on. We have his Music Wars show coming up right after that. It's a big show in Apopka, Florida. Dean has he has a very large Caribbean background. and it's a big show for that, so we'll be excited to go there. And that's probably the last one of the year, especially for this area. But we're going to be doing way more shows next year now that we have a car hauler and we have some demos built, and we go to the shows and we give out the chains and the swag, the shirts and the lanyards and everything else. So big deal. And William, Mr. William, I think the first time I've seen you here, thank you. Make sure you contact my team. Dwayne says he's going to hook you up with some swag.
Yes, absolutely.
You doing all that. Red Dog 850, how do I get on the team, Big Jeff? Red Dog, start watching the shows, getting in on the giveaways, and also we have an affiliate program, which great, I just brought that up. We just changed it. The affiliate program now pays out 5 to 10%, meaning you use your link, people come shop on the Big Jeff Audio site, you get paid cash each month. And on some of the bigger brands, you can get as much as 10%. That means if somebody uses your link and they spend $1,000, you're going to get $100 from it, which is really cool. So we have a big affiliate. So that's where you want to go there, Red Dog 850. And definitely hit up our team at 737 Big Jeff. Let them know who you are and start hanging out with us. Dwayne, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
It was a little bit screwy in the beginning with the switchover. We are happy to be a Dynamat distributor and online seller. And we definitely want to bring you back on as you bring on new products. And I hope everybody tonight and whoever watches us thereafter has a better idea and know that not all the sound editing is the same. That was the big thing I wanted to get through to everybody tonight. And let me ask this, Dwayne, because it always asks me in customer set. Do you think Dynamat will ever change the screen print to something different? That sells a lot. A lot of people I know
not.
Really just straight up the logo.
You talking about as far as our logo, as far as our
I mean, just some of them do some designs. I know a lot of people show their sound editing, and that always was a question that comes up to us.
Right. Well, one thing is everything that goes out the door, we want to make sure our logo's on it. We don't want to have anything that goes.
Maybe like an art design or a specialty where there is some kind of speakers or something on it, still having the Dynamat name, something to bring up. Always want to market our name, right? Yeah.
And it's something I could certainly hook you up with Rick Arts, which is our creative marketing guru at our facility. You got any ideas? What I'll do is I'll send you his information. I'll send you his contact.
Like we got a good faithful follower in here, Juan, and he actually has his Dynamat where you can see it in his demo.
Oh, good.
In this area. Yeah, right. So that's why I said people bring up, because when they show it, and it's not hidden or behind a panel, sometimes the guys go after particular designs. Maybe Dynamat can come out with just a one-off or something that's like an Art Deco type, and just a run of it, maybe to see in the marketing side.
That's definitely up Rick Arts' alley. So I will certainly put you in contact with him, and he loves that kind of stuff. So
let me ask you this: if somebody wanted to get a good enough amount, do you guys do any like special size or orders
for?
Say you got somebody that's doing a huge build, right? And they're not getting $500. They need thousands of dollars worth, right? And they need special cuts or something bigger or sheath cut. Does Dynamat offer something like that?
Well, I mean, we have the ability to offer different sizes because we can program the extruder to do, we typically cut either 18 or 32 or, the 24, which is our mega packs. But we could certainly, we have a digital plotter cutter too, which can cut any thickness of any one of our materials. So yeah, we have the ability. If we have the CADs, if we have the, the drawings on these, these vehicles, and stuff, we can come up with some pretty cool stuff.
That's really cool.
But yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right, we're gonna call it a night. Everybody, listen. Halloween weekend next week. Be safe. If you got kids, make sure they don't eat too much candy. And we appreciate you coming in. We'll have the video up full time. Again, we also on Spotify now. All our podcasts go on there. So if you want to drive and listen, you can catch Big Jeff Audio on there. And we will see you November 7th on a Tuesday next time. We're going to be off for a week. Okay. Love you all. Thank you so much. Ben, take us out.
Another show in the bag, yeah, that's a wrap. Big Sound is the best, and it ain't no cap. Hit the website if you need that merch. It's Big Jeff Audio and hit the search. I know you had fun, yeah, you gotta admit it. That boy Big Jeff took his thing and he did it. Always a win, yeah, never a L. Did you smash the like, subscribe, and hit the bell? Share it on your socials, put it on blast. We'll be back next week with another podcast. Big Sound in the house, like no other. Deviant and Big Jeff, the Basshead Brothers.